said black people. Well, what is the opposite of white? And what is the opposite of divine? So then, you see, you then naturally would hate your own blackness. You naturally would hate Africa. You naturally would hate anything that reminded you of your culture and your past, because we were made to believe that what was really ours had no value. And it was done through the church. In a documentary that was on television recently dealing with the rise in America of Islam, a great black theologian said that in the 60s he was about to become a Muslim, because the argument that Muslims had against that form of Christianity was so strong. He could not defend what he believed. And then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad inspired a wave of black theologians who began to put a black face on Christianity. So that right now, you can go to church, and if you listen real good, you'll hear the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad coming out of the mouth of the preachers. Only instead of saying Allah, instead of saying Muhammad, they'll say Jesus. And you never heard no sports figure or entertainment figure accepting an award and thanking Jesus until Muhammad Ali began winning and praising Allah. So whether you realize it or not, the little nation of Islam has affected every sphere of black life in America. Wait a minute. There's hardly a black organization that I have not been invited to address. Black social workers, black doctors, black lawyers, black policemen, black scientists, blacks in computer technology, black manufacturers. I don't care what it is, Farrakhan has been there. And before me, Malcolm. Now look, what effect did our being there with this message have? The people didn't come and join the nation, the little nation, but their consciousness was so effective that they never would nickel and Negroes and colored people anymore. Now, whether you agree or not, Malcolm affected black thought. And all of these that are nationalists today that bear witness to Malcolm are bearing witness to a man who changed their direction mentally. I run into people every day, not every day, but when I go out, which is rare, but I can't say every day, but I run into people who say, Minister, you don't know how you affected me. I was in a church preaching one day, and Rihanna Van Zant was in the audience, and the handler, when the meeting was over, she hugged me and she said, "You don't remember me, but I was a student. I invited you to my college. And when you came, I told you that I couldn't stay because my mom had become sick and I had to leave. And you may not remember this, but you pulled $100 out of your pocket and gave it to me and told me to buy flowers for Mom. And I never forgot that." In our reparations meeting yesterday, brother came up, he said, "You don't remember me, you don't know me, but I heard you at such and such a college." Each of us have affected people beyond us who may not have necessarily joined the organization that we are a part of. I want to show you something in a minute. A brother from the NAACP was speaking yesterday, and he thanked the Million Man March because the Million Man March increased their numbers so much that the NAACP in that city or town doubled and tripled as a result of those men coming to Washington and I sending them to join a black organization or to join a black church. But wait a minute, I knew what I was doing. There's hardly a black church that doesn't know something of the preaching of Farrakhan. And there's hardly a black preacher who does not take my tape and study it and then turn it. Wait a minute. I'm trying to say something. Everybody's not in the mosque, but the teaching is damn near in everybody. Now listen, government right now is frightened over black youth, particularly the hip-hop generation. Please listen to me. Black youth, through hip-hop, have captured the youth world. Now, those of us who are in my age bracket, 90 to 120, you may not want to listen to hip-hop. What they're saying, I don't need it. I mean, when you turn on the radio and you hear the brothers rapping, I look at the young people and they know all the rap. I can't quite pick up. Maybe I've slowed down, age, and I can't, you gotta slow it down to 33 and a third RPM. For me to know what my young brothers and sisters are saying. But the point is, it has become so effective that that beat is under every commercial now that's being sold, or just about. And you see white folks trying to rhyme, and afraid that these Negroes continue to affect our children like this, we will not be able to pass on to our children